and watched the game last night. 15 innings it took for Seattle to advance over Detroit. Now they go to Toronto. What a week of sports it has been. I couldn't stay up. I mean, 15 innings, are you kidding me? And after what happened to Philadelphia, in LA, and then at New York Blue. Bottom line is, it's a lot of good action for my friends at Bet Parks and Play Gun Lake, so get in on all the action. Even when your teams lose, as mine did this week, there's a way to have skin in the game and make it a positive experience. You know what I like to say. Go to betparks.com, go to playgunlake.com. You got to be in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, or Michigan. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, let's talk about the Saturday poll question at Smerconish.com. Actually, let's talk first about the Friday poll question, because yesterday when I was on a radio air over there, by the way, check this out. Just come on, how great is that? The coolest radio studio that you've ever seen? Look at this. Look at this. If you build it, they will come. If you build it, they will come. So yesterday's poll question at Smerconish.com said, if Middle East peace holds, a year from now, should President Trump get the Nobel Peace Prize? I'm a yes vote. I'm a yes vote. We had a lot of voting yesterday. I think more than 35,000 votes. I was in the minority because 75% said no, he shouldn't. I don't know how you come to that conclusion when you look at Alfred Nobel's will and the criteria that he established, because it says nothing about character. I mean, the bottom line is, if he builds fraternity among nations, then he's deserving, but not according to those who voted. And I think it was a referendum on Trump, and a lot of the people who voted the poll question, they're like, if Trump's for it, you know, I'm against it. I ask people this: is there anything that he can do that would cause you to say, okay, give him the Nobel Peace Prize? I mean, what if he finally puts together Ukraine and Russia, which he told us he would do in 24 hours, and he didn't? But if he puts that together, if the peace holds in the Middle East, and you're going to tell me he still shouldn't get the Nobel Peace Prize? No. That's Trump derangement syndrome. It really is. You want to go into the Smercomics room? Okay, come on. Let's go. Let's go. We'll talk about today's poll question. By the way, can we just pause for a moment? These are my faves. I know I said this before. These are my faves. I love, from the comics in the Smercomics book, I had to make a selection of which ones do I want to put in my conference room that I can look at each and every day. And I just love them. I love them. Love them, love them, love them. This was what was on the cover of the book. Love that one too. It's just, they're all fun stuff. All fun stuff. So, a couple of things, if I may, about today's CNN program. I like Joe Manchin. I like Joe Manchin very, very much. He just wrote a memoir. I don't know if he's done in elective politics. I hope not, because his voice is lacking right now. He would be one of the few adults in the room resolving, I think, this ridiculous government shutdown. And there's a part of his book, I'm going to read this to him on CNN today, but I'll give you a little heads up, if I may. There's a part of his book where he says, he talks about his boat. You know that when he was in D.C., he lived on a houseboat, and the houseboat is called Almost Heaven, a la John Denver, a la West Virginia. And Senator Manchin said, I've had some incredible evenings on that boat, evenings that reminded me of what politics should be about. My rules for those gatherings were simple but important. First, if I invited Democrats, I had to invite an equal number of Republicans. If 3 Democrats came, I'd call 3 Republicans and tell them, you're joining us tonight. I mean, that's what's missing. Mingling. He mingled on that boat. And that's how they got things done. So Senator Manchin is going to be my guest today on CNN. I'm also going to do a commentary, an unguested commentary about Barry Weiss becoming the editor-in-chief at CBS News. I can't wait to deliver this. Some will have conniptions, but those of you who follow me on YouTube, those who listen to me on SiriusXM, you already know what I'm going to say. It's about time that somebody tried to sell sneakers to independents. And that's what I think she's going to do at CBS. And, people are really bent out of sort, some folks, about the idea that Barry Weiss could come from a new media platform, the Free Press, albeit she'd been at the Wall Street Journal and she'd been at the New York Times, and now is going to run the Tiffany Network. I say, let's see how it goes. If she continues to call out the far left and the far right, I'm all for it. I mean, it tethers with what I just said about Joe Manchin. And then one other thing, and this takes us to the poll question today at Smerconish.com. Today's poll question asks very simply, will the Gaza deal lead to peace between Palestinians and Israelis? Is this going to be a lasting peace? And I have three-time Pulitzer Prize winner Thomas Friedman from the, hey, by the way, I like this. I'm talking to PJ now, not to all of you, because PJ's operating the camera. PJ, I like the ability to just sit here and spitball and here's what's going on today. You like this? Yeah?
Absolutely.
You can speak. You're allowed to talk.
Yes.
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 Okay.
Yeah, it looks really good too.
Does it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool. Thomas Friedman, three-time Pulitzer Prize winner. He's my go-to guy. If he's willing to come on, he's the one that I always want to talk about the Middle East. And he said something a column ago, because he's written extensively on this, that I think I'll use with him when I interview him today. Said Thomas Friedman, this really is the last train to somewhere decent, and the next one, and all those ever after, will be non-stops to the gates of hell. And I agree with him. I absolutely agree with him. This is the best chance that we've had. My filing system is such that I'm old school, yellow legal tabs. I like to read, I like to highlight, I like to circle. And if there's something that is published that is really special that I don't want to get lost, I want to be able to easily put my fingers on it, then it gets the plastic sheath treatment. And what is in plastic for me, because I want to make sure I can get to it, it's the 20-point plan. It's the 20-point peace plan. And I have to say, I think it's a remarkable document. I said on radio yesterday that it's similar to the Constitution insofar as it's very deliberate, and yet in some areas it's intentionally vague. It does not address, a two-state solution. It speaks to the aspirations of the Palestinian people. It's not clear on disarmament of Hamas. It's not clear on international security. It's not clear on Israeli withdrawal and a timetable for that. But I think it's the best you can do to just try and keep everybody on the same page and moving forward. Is it going to work? I don't know, but I sure hope so. I sure hope so. And I think what's unique in this current situation is the leverage, the friendships and the leverage that Trump brings to the table. Friendships born of business dealings with those Arab partners. I mean, here's an interesting question. Is it worth it if Jared lines his pocket, but the benefit is that Trump can then deal and broker between the Arabs and the Israelis? Is it worth it? Maybe it is. Maybe it is, if this is a lasting peace. And he's also shown a willingness to ride herd over Netanyahu. Why are you always so fucking negative? He apparently said to Netanyahu behind closed doors. There's another great Tom Friedman line where he says that, let me share it with you because I want to get it right. He said that Trump was able to, here it is. Netanyahu played into Trump's hands by putting himself entirely into Trump's hands. I don't think that Prime Minister Netanyahu is long for his current job if this goes through. And one of the things that worries me the most is that, frankly, that he'll be quick to sabotage it because he realizes that if it stays on its track, there's no more rallying around the flag that keeps him in office. So I think it's a great poll question. I really do. I mean, it's the only poll question when you think about it. Is this going to at long last lead to a lasting peace? And the next 48 hours are going to be really interesting because the hostages scheduled to come home, the 20 or so who are living, and the remainders, the remains, I guess I should say, of those who sadly perished. So fingers crossed that it all goes well. And I guess what I most want to say is be willing to give President Trump credit if this works. You know, if this works, then give him credit for it. Why wouldn't you? I don't understand. All those conversations that we had yesterday on radio about the Nobel Peace Prize, like, oh no, he doesn't deserve it. You know, he's doing this at home and he's doing that. I'd like to see Trump be a peace broker at home that he's so intent on being around the globe. I agree with you. Look at the government shutdown. I'll go back to where I started. Be a peacemaker with regard to the government shutdown. But if you can broker peace between Arabs and Israelis, great. Great. Give him whatever prize he wants. All right. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. You're on it. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern Time on Sunday, we are dropping the next episode of the Mingle Project. It's episode number 4. David Wasserman is my guest, and it's a great exploration of self-sorting. 10 a.m. Sunday morning it drops. If you can be there at 10 a.m., great, you know, for the debut. But thereafter, or whenever it is you want to watch it, I hope you'll watch it. See ya.